All right, for this week's science, we've been talking about animal adaptations. And part of the thing that you need to know is like adaptations that happen with animals, sometimes people also notice that animals have adapted in certain ways, and not only do they benefit animals, the structure, the form, or the function also works for humans. So this is called biomimicry. And the words that we're going to be coming across are adapted, antifreezes, biologists, contaminating, ecosystems, efficient, fossil fuel, glare, greenhouse gases, microorganisms, resources, and sustainable. So, we are going to be reading about that in this book. I really wish I could have sent you colored copies, so I apologize. I wish that I could have been able to afford to do that. We don't have that capability at our school. So if you do want to read this book in color, you can also go on to RazKids and have it read it to you as well. This is under RazKids Science, the Science A to Z that we have. The other thing is, I also posted a video of biomimicry, and you can see they talk about this piece and how humans have imitated it. So here we go. Biomimicry. A male peacock displays its feathers to attract mates. Introduction. Did you know that a peacock's feathers have little color? What we see is actually the special shape of the feathers bending light so it looks like color. Did you know that? I did not know that. I'm not gonna lie. Did you know that locusts never run into each other because a special part of their brain notices and reacts to do something in front of them much faster than our brain can? I don't ever want to have to be around locusts, but that's disgusting. But that's interesting. Didn't know that either. Nature is filled with a vast number of living things like these, each with its own abilities that help it survive. As humans, we have spent many years learning about nature and how it works. Now, a science called biomimicry is developing that focuses on how we can apply lessons from nature to our own lives. Have to check out the video. It has the same fish in it, and that fish is really pretty. What is biomimicry? This is a picture of a biologist studying manatee in Florida. The word biomimicry comes from two words, bio meaning life and mimic meaning to copy. This new field of study, also known as biomimetics, is the science of copying life. Sounds simple, right? The idea behind the science is pretty simple. Organisms in nature have had to face many different challenges. So, over many thousands of years, living things have adapted or changed to better survive in their environments. Biologists, scientists, designers, engineers, and others look at how organisms have adapted to solve the challenges they face. They then look at the challenges we as humans face and see how nature's adaptations can help us find solutions. The important part to remember is that biomimicry doesn't use living things. It learns from them. Well, it's not like it takes them, they just study them. The idea of biomimicry is nothing new. People have been turning to nature to solve problems for hundreds of years. For example, Leonardo da Vinci, a scientist, inventor, and artist who lived from 1452 to 1519, designed many flying machines based on his observations of birds. Though none of those machines actually worked, you can also see biomimicry at work in the shape of boats as well as in some other things you might not expect. You can't really see that very well. A self-portrait by Leonardo da Vinci and his drawing of a flying machine on this part. Velcro. That's that comes from what? Uh, Velcro under a microscope. This is this picture. A blur, and a boy wearing a Velcro suit hanging from the Velcro wall at the left. I always thought that would be horrible, like you see left up there. Some people have done it before. I don't know if I would ever do it, but it looks. I mean, I might not work for me because I'm pretty big, but Velcro. Have you ever gone running through a field and had to pick burrs out of your pants and socks afterwards? That's what's happened to Swiss engineer Georges de Menstral and his dog one day in 1941. He wondered how these little seeds managed to stay attached so well. Looking at them under a microscope, he noticed that parts of each burr had little hooks that would catch on the fibers, such as hairs. From this observation, he created Velcro, which uses two fabrics, one with hooks and the other with loops. So, temporarily, they attach things together. The adaptation that helped these little seeds travel all over has been used in hundreds of different ways to make our lives easier. And it's even helped us go to the moon. I don't doubt it. Reflectors. The eyes of a cat. I'm interested to see why these do that. Reflectors. You've probably seen lights reflecting off plastic things spaced out along the middle of the sides of the road at night. These reflectors are common all around the world. Percy Shaw invented the first version of these. He was driving through the foggy weather one night in 1933 when suddenly he saw a pair of cat eyes reflecting in his headlights. Cat's eyes have a highly reflective layer of cells at the back, which is what makes them glow when light shines on them. That was all Percy Shaw needed to create the cat's eye. Two highly reflective spheres set into the center of a road. The cat's eye has changed over years, but the idea that those two reflecting eyes sparked has helped countless people to get home safely when driving in the night or in the fog. Super agree with this. I'm glad that they have those because I like them. It makes me feel better about driving at night. Alright, that's it. So I need my sentences, but I cannot find my science book for the life of me, which is ridiculous. Class is pretty organized, so I have no clue where it could be. Looked everywhere. So I'm just going to use this piece of paper. Week 9, Day 1, Science. And I'm going to put the name of the book, Biomimic, M-I-M-I-C-R-Y, like the word cry. I'm going to underline that because that's the title of the book. Biomimicry. Number 1. I have to go back to my story because I want to go to the part where they talk about the feathers on the peacock. That's what it was, the peacock. And I'm going to do that fact. Peacock feathers have little color. It says what we see is actually the special shape of the feathers bends light to look like color. I think that's good to know. I did not know that. I know it always looks cool when you kind of like move them around. I'm not going to put the fact about the locust because that's not one of my most things. I'm actually going to write what biomimicry means just because um, it's not a word you use very often. So, number 2. Actually, I'm going to capital at the beginning, period at the end. Color everything spelled. +2. Biomimicry means, let me get rid of that, means to copy life. Bio is life. Mimic is to copy. To copy life. And the science of it. Biomimicry. 3. Leonardo da Vinci studied birds to come up with a flying machine. 4. I'm going to go back to that other page. Velcro was invented because of, were they burrs? Sticking to George. Oops, or no, George's de Minstrel's pants and dog. Oops. And his dog. My favorite is how Percy Shaw used a cat's reflective eyes. Sounds like they ripped them out though. That's not what I meant. To inspire reflectors on roads. This is my favorite. Okay. This is a definition. I used a capital at the beginning. I did put a period, but you didn't have to. I have Leonardo da Vinci's name capitalized. This one wasn't supposed to be, and then I have a period. It's 2. Velcro was invented because of birds sticking to George de Menstrel's pants and his dog. My favorite is how Percy Shaw used a cat's reflective eyes to inspire reflectors on roads, which is my favorite. I'm going to put my name on this because I don't know where my science journal is. Alright.